Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me. I am still Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. It's still in the description below. It is still your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any of our platforms. Please reach out to me directly. I am Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for pricing details. Today we are discussing a model that was launched as part of the 56 collection back in 2019. This is the Vacheron Constantin Fiftysix Day-Date in stainless steel, 40 millimeters in diameter, 11.9 millimeters thick, and from lug tip to lug tip, 48.1 millimeters with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw this on my wrist of 16 centimeters circumference, and it wears naturally. It's larger than a mid-century 32 to 36 millimeter dress watch, but it's not oversized. I wouldn't even describe it as full-sized. It's a nicely sized watch with handsome proportions. Your over-the-top shot's always going to exaggerate the width of the watch, especially since I'm pulling the strap tightly. This is the definitive angle where you can see I've got plenty of clearance on either side, so I believe this watch could be worn on a wrist as small as 15 centimeters circumference. There's your cuff shot. You've got a stepped case flank and a sloped bezel, so it will slide underneath the cuff. The strap is high grade, large rectangular scale alligator leather, and it's a semi-gloss. These are symmetrical scales, indicating a very high-grade cut of the beast. You can see that there is some bolstering to add volume and body. And then we have a monotone stitch. It's really more of an anthracite stitch than a black one. And then we have a sheer cut edge showing the layers of leather, calfskin on the bottom, no crimping, no gouging, a brand new Vacheron factory strap. And then we have a Vacheron folding clasp. You can see the buckle is in the shape of the Maltese cross, which is the logo of the manufacturer. You'll also see it on the crown and on the dial and on the case back rotor. The clasp uses twin triggers to open up, so it will not simply pop open inadvertently. Inside, you can see double folding, steel like the watch. We have a combination of media blast and polish, and once again, that Maltese cross motif makes itself seen. Rolling back to the case, the watch was said to be inspired by the 1956 reference 6073, and I don't see a lot of resemblance. The only place I clearly see some inspiration, these little triangular corners. The original watch, the 6073, is fairly angular, and this watch is decidedly less so. So this is the only flourish that really looks like it's driven by the historical prototype. The case is all of high polish. It's got a bit of a soft crease that runs as a bevel from lug to lug through the mid case. And then you can see that the case flank is tiered from the side to the bevel to the vertical lip of the bezel to the conical profile of the bezel, and then finally giving way to a rather dramatically domed and boxed sapphire. So as a cuff can really slope up and over this if you want to wear it with a sleeve. Now we do have pusher adjusters for calendar functions on this watch. We've got a day, a date, and we've got a power reserve. We've got white gold hands, indices, and numerals on the dial with the Vacheron logo, white gold, so they won't tarnish or oxidize with time. You can see it's a grayscale dial. We have silver white, silver gray, and then that anthracite sort of tone right at the edge. We also have a surprising amount of lume for a dress watch. As you can see, this is not a tough watch to read in the dark. Now, in addition to the day, the date, and the power reserve indicator, by the way, the power reserve is 40 hours. You pull the crown, and now we have a stop seconds function, so you can set the watch precisely to a reference time. And when you wind it, you can see the power reserve indicator down at 6:30 moves rather quickly. Taking a quick look at the case back, you can see stainless steel, Geneva hallmark on the watch, and Geneva hallmark on the movement. Since about mid-2012, it's been a signature of quality, signifying the quality of the watch as a whole, not just the movement. So here we have a rose gold rotor that's been skeletonized and manually finished. We have media blast, snailing, polish, and then there's beveling on the side. So bevels, media blast, snailing, and polish, all on the 22 karat mass. And note that it is 22 karat, not 21, not 18, not rose gold plated tungsten. A lot of other brands are scaling back and cutting costs. Vacheron doing things the right way. Now, I will say this is the most finely finished part of the movement, but the rest is no slouch. Because the standard automatic version of the 56 uses a a Cartier movement, a Valfleurier movement, really, and does not have Geneva seal. People often think that the whole 56 collection is not manufacturer movement Geneva seal. Nothing could be further than the truth. This is Vacheron's own movement. It's reference 2475 SC2, automatic winding with ceramic bearings for higher efficiency. It's got a 4 hertz beat rate, a 40-hour power reserve, a day-a-date power reserve indicator, Geneva hallmark finish, 27 joules, and a 5-position adjustment. Geneva hallmark finish, codified, and stating that there are standards of finish that a movement must meet to receive the seal, but first it must be assembled and finished within the city or canton of Geneva, and since the 1880s it has been codified excellence. We have beautiful bevels here. We have similar bevels within all of the jewel and screw sinks, satination on the wheels, all screw heads black polished with chamfered slots in circumference. We have stripes across the bridges, and you can see that the regulator cap has also been black polished. We have some levers that include beveling on their sides and satination on their tops, and then engine turning on the base plate. All of this water resistant down to 30 meters. If you love this watch, reach out to me. I am still T Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.